You can tell where somebody's at by where they're at. In this episode, I'm going to address how understanding a GPS can actually change your life dramatically. You'll see how next. So my name's Doug Andrew, and one of my favorite things to do now for more than 4.5 decades is help people get extremely clear on where they are at in every dimension of their life and get clarity on where they're wanting to go. So let me start out by asking you a question. When you're about to go on a trip somewhere for the very first time, what is the most important piece of information you need to know? Most people blurt out, well, where you're going or how to get there. Nope. When using a GPS, it uses triangulation. It does that by honing in on 3 out of about 30 satellites that orbit this Earth for that very purpose. Once it has clarity on where you are at, within 2 square feet on this globe, then you program in where you're wanting to go. And it will show you all kinds of ways to get to your desired destination. The freeway, the scenic way, the byway, also where to refuel your car or yourself en route. So when people ask me, Doug, what is it that you like to do? I enthusiastically respond, I like to be the OnStar button on people's dashboard of life. You see, I like to help people get extremely clear on where they are at in every area of their life, and then get clarity on where they're wanting to go. Then the path to their desired destination can be easily mapped out, sort of how to live the life they want to lead. So a very good friend of mine, strategic coach Dan Sullivan, told me one day, all progress begins by telling the truth. And I would add, to yourself. Sometimes the hardest person to tell the truth to is yourself. As a financial strategist and retirement planning specialist for more than 47 years now, I can usually look at somebody's tax return or 6 numbers on a financial statement, and within 2 minutes, I can tell where they are at financially, how much of a fortune they're missing out on, what they know and what they obviously don't know, how long their money's going to last. The fact of the matter is, you don't know what you don't know because you can't be aware of something you're not aware of. Now, you can also tell where somebody's at by where they're at physically. We make choices in our life regarding exercise or lack of exercise, nutrition or lack of nutrition, that puts our bodies at a cellular level not at ease, or what we call dis-ease, that all too often results in what my good friend Tony Escobar calls death by lethal ingestion, maybe because of weapons of mass consumption, okay? But you can also tell where somebody's at by where they're at intellectually, emotionally, spiritually. But see, all progress begins by telling the truth. And once you have clarity on where you are at in every single area of your life, your physical, your spiritual, your emotional, your financial, once you get clarity on where you're at and then get clarity on where you're wanting to go, hey, the path to get to your desired destination can be easily mapped out. So that's what I love doing in my career. So how do we do this? Remember what I said. One of my good friends, Marshall Thurber, said you can tell where somebody's at by where they're at. How true, how simple. And Dan Sullivan said all progress begins by telling the truth. Sometimes it's hard to tell the truth to ourselves, right? So when we do this, what I have helped many people do is quantify where they're at. Because sometimes people, it's so esoteric, it's so ambiguous, they don't know how to measure where I'm at. I'm either there or I'm not. I'm either financially independent or I'm not. No, I like to quantify on a scale of 1 to 10. So for that reason, in many of my books, I have scorecards. So I'm going to show you the power behind a scorecard. And in my most recent book, it's called The 10 Keys Transformation. I have a scorecard in there for business owners. In my financial book, The Laser Fund, I have a scorecard in there for finances and for the 3 dimensions of authentic wealth. In my Entitlement Abolition Legacy Masters group, I have a scorecard on how you are balanced in your life with your children, your grandchildren, your ancestry, your health, your spirituality, everything, and how you're going to pass that down to your children and grandchildren to where you're leaving behind sort of how to fish to your grandkids instead of dumping fish in their lap. Does that make sense? So when you have clarity on where you're at with a number between 1 and 100, now you can see exactly where you're at and where you're wanting to go, which is usually a score of 90 to 100. So let me give you a few examples here of the power behind a scorecard. And this may intrigue you to fill out 1, 2, or maybe all 3 of these scorecards. And I'll show you how you can get a free copy of all 3 of these books that I just referred to. Does that sound good? So before I keep going, let me just say, if this is resonating with you, be sure and share, click like, make a comment, but subscribe to the channel. This is my passion and purpose, is to empower you. And so I post an in-depth answer to a financial question or a concept like this almost on a daily basis on this channel. Be sure and click the bell so you'll be notified when I post a new educational video. And again, at the end, I'll show you how you can get 3 books for free if you would like. So here's an example of a scorecard to help people get extremely clear on where they are at with their business, if you're a business owner. This is my most recent best-selling book. And so there are 10 principles here that I have taught for years that will help a business owner take whatever they do, if they're a doctor, a dentist, chiropractor, if they're a realtor, CPA, an attorney, doesn't matter what you do, and take your practice to 10 times or more, exponentially grow, increase your customer engagement by tenfold in less than 60 months while simplifying your life. Yeah. And so these are 10 game-changing principles. I've invested over $3 million in my life learning. And so as I teach these, I have columns on the scorecard, and these are ranged from poor, fair, good, better to best. And so it's very easy because once you read the principle and you read these statements, whatever statement most accurately describes where you are at, if this yellow one is, you would put a 5 or a 6 over here on the right. And so you go through 10 of these principles, you score yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, you add them up and you'll have a score between 1 and 100. If you're 37 or 56, you don't beat yourself up. It's not where you begin with that counts, it's where you end up. But now you have quantified exactly where you are at, sort of like a percentage. If you're 37% there, 52% there, doesn't matter where you're at. Now we know where you're at. I know the answer to this question. Wherever you're at, how many of you already know you would like to have a higher score in the future? I've never had anybody say, oh, no, I don't want to improve. I don't want a higher score. Of course we do. And so that's my passion, is to help people move over to where in as little as 5 years, their score is over 90. I've helped some couples in as little as 9 months change their scores financially from 37 to over 92. I love hearing stories like that. So this is for business owners, and I have one in my book called The Laser Fund. In the Laser Fund, these are financial principles, and it has to do with also more than just the money, to be balanced in all 3 dimensions of what I call authentic wealth: liquidity, safety, rate of return, tax advantages, and so forth. And so you go down and you read these and you score yourself in the book. And I've taken many people from 30, 40, 50 up to over 90, like I say, in less than 9 months. This is helping you to get clear on where you're at financially and where you're wanting to go and how to get there. Does that make sense? I have another one because GPS stands for Goals, Plans, and Systems. I'm an acronym guy. And so when you look at my book, Entitlement Abolition, How to Lead Your Family from Me to We, how to abolish entitlement mindset, your kids and grandkids so they don't sit there with their hand out, Mom, Dad, Grandma, Grandpa, will you pay for it? Can I have? No, you want to empower them with responsibility and accountability. There's a scorecard in here that will help you do that. Claim your free copy of Entitlement Abolition, okay? Just simply go to entitlementabolitionbook.com. You contribute a nominal amount towards the shipping and handling, and I'll pay for the book and fire that out to you. Score yourself. You want to score yourself on your financial house being in order? Claim your free book by going to laserfund.com, LASER fund.com. And again, contribute a nominal amount towards the shipping and handling, and I'll send you out a book as a gift. And you can see the scorecard inside that book. If you're a business owner, my most recent book, 200-page book, The 10 Keys Transformation, you go to free10keysbook.com and you'll see the scorecard that I had up here on the screen a few minutes ago. Do all 3 of them. I would love to raise your score. But this is how understanding a GPS can make all the difference in the world, because it's so simple. 3 satellites. We all have sort of 3 satellites in the GPS of every one of our souls. We have our financial dimension. We have our foundational dimension, our beliefs, our faith, our values, our heritage. We have our intellectual dimension. So many people with this 3-legged stool are wobbling on one leg, the money, money, money. Or they build their body at the expense of everything else. No, you want to balance all 3. I would recommend you score yourself in all 3 dimensions, and I would love to help you take the wobble out of your life so that you can be well balanced in all 3 dimensions. And so claim your free copy of these books. Learn, help me raise your score to a brighter future.